We want to find the cosine. Ooh, which coordinate is the cosine? X. Okay, so we want the x coordinate at 14 pi over 3. Oh my goodness, that's kind of a large number, isn't it? Let's like simplify it down a little bit. Let's think about it actually as even a mixed number. So if I were to change this into a mixed number, how many times does 3 go into 14? 4, with a remainder of what? 2. All right, so it's the same as 4 2/3 pi. So we need to think about that as we traverse our unit circle. All right, so this is 2 pi. Agree? One trip around. So if I want to go 4 pi, I need to go around again. How much further? 2 pi over 3. So this is my final, this is my terminal point, this is where I land. We wanted our cosine, which we said was our x. So what's our x coordinate? -1/2. Okay, so again, sometimes we can get bigger numbers. My recommendation is to turn it into a mixed number and go from there. Okay? All right, let's come down here to secant. First of all, secant is reciprocal buddies with who? Cosine. So I'm thinking about finding my x coordinate, and then I'm going to flip it once I find it. Okay? It is positive. That's nice. So let's start looking for this one. So this is on my sheet. So this would be 4 pi over 4, but I'm 1 beyond that. So it's 5 pi over 4. Remember when you're at some of those increments of pi over 4, where you're halfway through the quadrants, that's where you'll have the √2 over 2, √2 over 2. It'll just be different SIGNS signs. It'll be different signs in terms of positive or negative depending on what quadrant it lives in. Bless you. Here, if we live in quadrant 3, everything is what? Negative. So everything is negative. So if I wanted to find, let's think cosine first. If I wanted to find the cosine at 5 pi over 4, what would I say it is? -√2 over 2. So then if I want to get to the secant, I would do the flip. So I would get -2 over √2. Am I allowed to leave my answer like that? No. So I need to go ahead and multiply top and bottom by √2. So I get -2 √2 over the square root of 4. What's the square root of 4 really? 2. Can I reduce my fraction further? Yeah. These cancel, so it's just -√2 for the answer there. Again, don't give me decimals. Believe it or not, every year I say that. Every year we do a bunch of example problems where I never put a decimal answer, and every year I still get people on the test who give me decimals. It's always at least one person. So try to say it maybe an extra time this year. The last type of problem that you can get is the one down here. We're only going to do one example, so I'm not going to do a part B as well. Here's the last type of problem you can get. I'll show you what's off to the right in a second because you very much need that information too. So we want to find the sine, cosine, and tangent given the terminal point. We definitely need the terminal point. That will always be given to you. So we need to find the sine, cosine, tangent. I like to write myself a little list so I don't forget to find anything that I need to go back through and find. So that's my list of things I need to find. And then here's my terminal point. Actually, let me see if I can just zoom out a little bit and you can get all that at once. Is that too small, guys? Is that okay? Or too small? We can read it? Yes, no? Okay. All right. So this is where I land. So I'm traversing the unit circle, spinning myself silly, and I land at this ordered pair. What is the sine of theta if I land here? You're right. Say it louder, Kai. Yeah, -12 over 13 is the sine. It's your y value. It's just the y value. It's almost so easy it seems like, ooh, Ooh, that's why I told him to say it, because he started to say it and then I think he got nervous. What's my cosine? Negative 15 over 13. How easy were those two? Super easy. Can I also find tangent? What calculation do I have to do to find tangent? I have to do what over what? Y over x, sine over cosine. So I'm going to take my sine and I'm going to divide it by my cosine. Instead of division, I'm going to do my flip and multiply right from the get-go. So instead of dividing, I'm going to flip and multiply. So this is my sine divided by my cosine. Here we go. What can happen with my 13s? Because there's one in top and bottom, they cancel. So I have negative 1 times negative 12. What do I have left in my numerator? 12. And then this is really a 1, right? This was negative 1. 1 times 15 gives me 15. Now, could I have also asked you for the secant, the cosecant, and the cotangent, and would you have been able to answer those? Yes. Because remember, they're just reciprocal buddies with all of these. So the cosecant would have been negative 13 twelfths. The secant, bless you, would have been negative 13 over 15. And the cotangent would have been 15 over 12. And typically we leave these as improper fractions and not mixed numbers. I think that's another important thing to note. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's simplify. My bad. I got excited that we were done. Let's simplify. 3 goes into 12. 3 goes into 15. 5. So 4/5. Much easier. Okay. So you have homework tonight. And it's going to be stuff that we did yesterday and today where you're finding values. Remember that you can still use your unit circle, but eventually it's off limits.